Good morning and welcome to Whenever You Are. I am Bandit Haze, and today me have to talk about some things. You get me? Me have to talk about some things. Alright, now the main thing I want to talk about today is the whole Uncharted Lost Legacy trailer, or your gameplay trailer, and the Last of Us Part 2 trailer that they showed as well over the past few days at PSX. And I know it was a few days ago, it was a trending topic back then. That's when I should have made a video. Instead, I'm making it now, some days later, at a time when probably hardly, if anybody, cares about this anymore. But whatever, that's just how I roll. That's just how I roll. But before I get into all of that, a few things to mention. First of all, the game you are looking at is called One Finger Death Punch. And I have One Finger Death Punch because of a gentleman named DungeonJay. DungeonJay is a YouTuber on YouTube, because that's where YouTubers are. You know, where else would they be, right? And he hit me up on Twitter. He said, "Hey man, do you have One Finger Death Punch?" I was like, "No, I don't have One Finger Death Punch." And he was like, "Cool, here's a code for it." And I was like, "Whoa, awesome, dude, thank you," and all that. You know, listen, it's not a requirement. It's not something that I expect of people, but at the same time, if you're giving me stuff, I appreciate it, and this is a cool thing to give. It is an awesome game. I've been playing a little bit. It's a very easy game to get into, very simple idea, but you know, difficult to master, a lot of fun. If you liked what you're seeing on screen, definitely check out the game, and also definitely check out DungeonJay's channel as well. He does a lot of the indie news and also World of Warcraft news as well. In fact, let me read out what he put on his banner. He wrote, "Video game news, game reviews, Blizzard, and WoW private server news." So if that sounds like something that you like, definitely check out DungeonJay's channel. And DungeonJay, thank you once again for this game. It is awesome. Thank you. Really, really appreciate it. All right, now a couple of other things, I mean, more than a couple of other things to say before I get into the main meat and potatoes of this video. Okay, so mostly I've been playing GTA 5, incredible game, really, really enjoying it. I have not yet touched them online yet, still on the single player, but so far, so very, very good. Also been working on my next film explanation video for Terminator 2. Very, very early stages of that, just formulating the ideas of what I want it to be about, what I want to talk about, and that sort of stuff. So that's probably at least a few weeks off, so stay tuned for that. Terminator 2 Explained is on the way. Hopefully on the way. Hopefully nothing bad happens and that comes out, but yeah, still a few weeks away at least. But if you haven't already, check out my last explanation video for Captain America Civil War. That was a collaboration with DarkStarMedia. DarkStarMedia is one of my favorite YouTubers. She does videos on making people smarter in seconds. She calls it smarter in seconds. Useless facts about certain things, whether that's like the etymology of swear words, or fire, or boobs, and who doesn't like boobs? But definitely check out her channel. She does some really cool stuff over there. And yeah, check out my video. I need the views. Unlike PewDiePie, I can't complain if I ever got 2 million views. Listen, I don't even have 2 million views across my entire channel, and this dude's complaining about getting less than 2 million views per video. Clearly, we are on different levels, but hey, it is what it is. I'm not hating on PewDiePie. He's earned it. And by the way, if PewDiePie does actually delete his channel at 50 million subscribers, that would be an absolute boss move, no doubt about it. But we'll just have to wait and see as to whether he does that or not. But the whole world's watching. Another thing to mention real quick, Mother Russia Bleeds, a game I played a couple of weeks ago. I did a video on that and I had a glitch. I played it again, trying to figure out if it was just a one-off thing. No, it's not. The glitch is quite persistent. I was playing it again. I had to do a whole level again, because that's how the game is. You have to do the whole level again once you quit out. So I did a whole level again, got to the boss again. Boss was kicking my ass. He's a hard boss. He was kicking my ass, but playing for like an hour or so, and then it just happened again. He walks off screen, doesn't come back, and it's like, really? So that completely sucks. The only thing I have not tried, by the way, is I have not tried playing it on easy mode to see, because if I play on easy mode, I'm thinking maybe I can beat him quicker, and perhaps I can advance that way. But the thing is, I'd just rather not play games on easy mode. I mean, not that I never ever play games on easy mode. I've done it before plenty of times. I'm sure I'll do it again. But I'd rather not play games on easy mode. I won't get into the whole thing now. Perhaps I'll make a video on one day. If you want me to make a video on that, let me know in the comments. I might just make one anyway. But I'd rather not play games on easy mode. I feel like, anyway, you know, that's another video. That's another video. All right. Anyway. Let's move on. So, Uncharted Lost Legacy, The Last of Us Part 2, Naughty Dog dropped some bombs. Let's start with Uncharted The Lost Legacy. So, what we know so far is that it's a downloadable game. I believe, I mean, I saw the word standalone, which to me meant you don't need Uncharted 4 to play it, but somebody else I was speaking to felt that meant that it says a standalone experience to Uncharted 4. So it could be that. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I haven't read specifically that it's that you don't need a game, but that's just what I assumed it meant from standalone. But anyway, whatever they meant by standalone, it's a standalone game. It's longer than the Left Behind game that they did for The Last of Us. If you guys ever played that, it was a pretty cool downloadable game, by the way. If you didn't play it, it's a pretty cool game. Bit overpriced for its time. I mean, I remember, if I remember correctly, it was like £15, and it was about 2-3 hours for the game. And yeah, bit overpriced, but still a pretty cool game. Anyway, it's going to be longer than that, but not as long as a fully fledged Uncharted game. So perhaps, I'm guessing anyway, around 8 to 10 hours gameplay, give or take. Which would be pretty reasonable, hopefully it's not overpriced though, because I'd like to play it, and I don't want to feel like I have to rob a bank to play it, you know what I mean? So hopefully it's a pretty reasonable price once it's out. You're playing it as Chloe Fraser. I don't believe, at least as far as I don't believe it's clear whether you play it as Nadine Ross, but she's in the game. You see her in the trailer there, in the gameplay trailer that showed. I think I'd rather play as Nadine Ross though. I think she was a badass character in Uncharted 4. In my opinion, she was probably the best new thing and best new character from Uncharted 4. I felt they could have done so much more with her character. I felt like by the time we got to the end of it, she should have been the final boss and not Wraith. Wraith was kind of a waste man. But whatever, it's still a great game, Uncharted 4, so I won't knock it too much. But yeah, she was easily, for me anyway, just the most standout, best new thing about Uncharted 4. So it's cool that she's in the game. Hopefully you get to play as her, but that wasn't made clear, and I don't think I've seen that written or clarified anywhere, but if you guys know, then let me know. But yeah, she's in the game. Chloe Fraser looks like the main person that you play as. It sets in India, but you go to different cities. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. The gameplay mechanics looks to be typical Uncharted, which is fine. You know, gameplay Uncharted is well, I like it, so I'm okay with that. Here's the thing though, real quick, because I know some people complain about Uncharted, and they say the biggest complaint that I see, or one of the biggest complaints that I see, is that how the game kind of plays for you in certain areas, like the set pieces are a bit too controlled, you know, so you're not really doing anything, just makes you think that you're doing things. And you know, to be fair, that is true, but bottom line is it delivers an incredible experience, and I don't think you can really knock something for not doing a certain thing because it doesn't do it a certain way, when at the end of the day, it was still a pretty damn good game. You know, Uncharted 1 was amazing. Uncharted 2 was amazing. Uncharted 3 was amazing. I liked it anyway. Not everybody did, I know. But I thought Uncharted 3 was amazing. And I would have been happy with Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. I was a bit skeptical about an Uncharted 4 when I heard about it. But they did an Uncharted 4 and they made an amazing game. Not a perfect game, but whatever, it was still an amazing game. And yeah, I could pick out things that I didn't like, things that I personally felt could have been better. But bottom line is the game is incredible. So even if it did all these things where it was like, oh, it doesn't actually give you full control over certain whatever, the game is incredible. Bottom line, and that's what you really want in a game, regardless of whether it does this that way or doesn't do that whatever way. Bottom line, the game was incredible. So yeah, hopefully this new one is just as incredible as that. And I think at this point, you got to give Naughty Dog a little bit of faith. I mean, they've delivered some amazing games over the last few years, like the Uncharted series and The Last of Us. Definitely going to be standouts of those. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to The Lost Legacy. Whether it's a game that you don't need, I mean, I've got Uncharted 4 anyway, so it's not going to matter whether you need it or not. But whether you can download it, you don't need Uncharted 4. Whether you need Uncharted 4 to play it, if you haven't played Uncharted 4, by the way, I do recommend it. Well, I just said it's an incredible game, so clearly I recommend it. In case that wasn't obvious by saying it was an incredible game. But I recommend that game. It's pretty awesome, so if you haven't played it, definitely check that out. Let's talk about The Last of Us now, Last of Us Part 2, because here's the thing about The Last of Us. And similar sort of thing, because as I said with Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, I didn't think it really needed to do a 4, but they made it and it was great. If you've played The Last of Us, I think you might agree with me on this. That game does not need a sequel. The way it ended, granted, it's open to a sequel, right? But it doesn't need a sequel. If they leave it as just one game and never ever make another game, I'd be happy with that. And I think most people would be happy with that as well. I mean, I know a lot of people say, oh, we want a sequel. But truthfully, I think if they never made another one, we'd be happy with that because it was such an incredible game that they made. It doesn't need to be followed up. That being said, that being said, clearly they are going to make a sequel. That's obvious now. That's clear. That's official. And what they showed of that sequel, they didn't show any gameplay. They didn't really show much of what you're doing. It was pretty much a very, very basic look at some of the story elements. Not even some, like one of the story elements. Ellie wants to kill a bunch of people. Okay, that's what it showed. But it was awesome. It was pretty damn awesome. And I think, like, yes, you want to know about the gameplay. Yes, you want to know about the length of it, what exactly is the driving force, why does, and you want to know all that. I get that, of course, but from what they showed, and I think Naughty Dog, as far as their marketing team goes, as far as this Naughty Dog goes, they know what they're doing when it comes to marketing, they know what they're doing when it comes to game. I'm pretty sure this is going to be an amazing game. Like, I have that much faith in Naughty Dog at this point, where they've blown my mind consistently, and at this point, I feel like, yes, I don't think it needed a sequel, but you know what? I'm not the game developer. They're the game developers. They're the creative minds in this gaming developing world, and so on. You know, my creativity lies elsewhere. Everyone has creativity, right? Everybody has a creative spark to them, a creative element to them, and it doesn't all lie in the same place. For some people, it's writing. For some people, it's singing. For Naughty Dog, clearly it's video games, and they're bloody good at it. So at this point, I'm like, okay, you know what? Just make the game, release the game, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be incredible. The graphics looks awesome. It makes me want to get a PlayStation Pro, by the way. It makes me want to get a PlayStation Pro, and I'm not overly. I've seen 4K. It looks great. I'm not overly convinced that 4K is like needed, right? It's a clear difference. Not get me wrong. It's clearly, you know, more a better quality than HD. I'm not saying that, but I don't think it's that important of a difference. But this, look at this. I was like, you know what? Maybe this PlayStation 4 Pro ain't such a bad idea after all, and getting its 4K monitors and stuff. Maybe I need to look into this whole thing, you know, because the way that game looks, damn, you know what I mean? Whew. Okay. Anyway, that is what I think of Naughty Dog's PSX announcement. Villagers, what do you think? How much is that doggy in the window? Or bad doggy, bad doggy? Let me know down below, and if you liked this video, give it a like and share it amongst your friends. If you did not like it, then give it a dislike and share it amongst your enemies. Either way, let me know your reasons in the comments. Subscribe if you have not already. Thank you for watching, and until whenever, if ever. I did not tell half of what I saw, for I knew I would not be believed.